Hi, and very welcome to this side event focusing on impact innovation. My name is Regina Summer, and I'm the Director for Strategic Partnerships and Policy at SISP, the Swedish Incubators and Science Parks. Today we will talk more about impact innovation. But first, I will give you the background on how it started. More than 10 years ago, 3 government agencies came together to see how they could work more strategically together with certain challenges that we had at that time. What it ended up in was a government assignment focusing on creating strategic innovation programs. So what the government agencies then went out to the innovation ecosystem and asked the actors in our system, which areas do you think that we should come together and focus on based on challenges, but also based on thematic areas and areas where we are very, very good? The strategic innovation programs ended up in becoming 17. All 17 funded by our government agencies, Formas, the Energy Agency, and Vinnova, the Innovation Agency. A couple of years ago, the government agencies started to look into, okay, so how can we create the new generation of strategic innovation programs, the SIP 2.0? And this ended up in an initiative called Impact Innovation. A call was opened last year, and almost 100 suggestions came in on new areas, new constellations of collaborations with actors in our innovation ecosystem that will collaborate focused on a joint mission. Today I have here in the studio Linda Svanhed from the Energy Agency, Jenny Elfsberg from Vinnova, and Louise Staffas from Formas. Very welcome, all of you. Thank you. I will start with you, Louise. How do you describe the results from the strategic innovation program, so the first generation?
That is a very complex question because there are results on so many levels. First, I want to say that the strategic innovation programs that are ongoing, they are still ongoing, so we have many more results to expect. But the oldest ones, they are now approaching the end, and for all the programs we have had independent evaluation after 6 years, because this has been such an enormous funding program for us. So we wanted to evaluate, and it has also been a very new approach in having this very heavy actor-driven programs, which was new to us and I think was new to the Swedish system when it came. And the evaluation, 6-year evaluation, was very ambitious and very thorough, and it has really looked into each and every individual program and evaluated their results based on what they said that they would do and how they would work. And it has turned out to be a very good result on the evaluation, and that the programs are working very well. And I would say that in addition to the technical and solutions and business models that the programs have developed, we have also developed together with the actors, I mean we at the funding agencies, a very good relationship and co-working relationship and trust, which I think is new to us and to hopefully to the actors. We have also seen that the actors in the program, they have developed new co-creation and co-working skills and partners that they would never have envisioned at the beginning of the programs. So I think that is a very important result, and it is very clear that the strategic innovation programs, they are also the result of previous programs that we have launched, and as such we are now focusing on sort of developing and adapting it to the challenges that we see now.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. And Jenny, what would you say is the difference between the strategic innovation programs and these new ones, impact innovation?
Well, I would say that the main difference is the time we are in now, what the societal challenges are, and what is the next step. And the next step is to go from everything great from the existing strategic innovation programs and make it more impactful by connecting transdisciplinary, transsectorially, and make sure we strive for the goals to, to actually tackle the societal challenges and accelerate the transition to a sustainable future society, which we owe to our future generations, of course.
I just came up, the thing is, I know that one thing that was quite new with the strategic innovation programs was the fact that the funding and the whole project, if you call it that, even if we call it programs, were more long-term, right? It was like up to 10 years.
Even 12,
and the funding
actually.
was, 12 in some cases. And this was also quite new at that time. And I think the impact innovation programs will be the same, right? Quite long programs where you have a larger investment for a longer period?
Yes, I would say one thing, it's going to be like that, and you need to add here, but I think a difference is that we are now going into an exploration stage. So we're going to, yes, the funding will be long-term, but we're going to be more dynamic, flexible, and, make it adaptable. So the programs that we will fund from the beginning, they will have more freedom to evolve because new actors come on board or new things happen. Or what would you add to that?
I could say just that the fact that the strategic innovation programs are based very much on initiatives and from the actors, and the actors being in the driver seat, has been shown to be very sort of had complementary value together with our more regular instruments where the funding agencies set the agenda, and also the long term. And in all evaluations and in all dialogues with the programs, these two facts have been what has been so much appreciated with the strategic innovation program, and we have decided to keep that for those premises for the impact innovation, together with the fact that you said that this will be more dynamic.
Yep.
Do you want to add more?
To add something? No, but I agree. We see that there's also really good when the actors are driving the program. But we also seen that we need to, the authorities and the agencies are also a part of the innovation system. So we also see that we need to work together. And we learned a lot of working together with the SIPs. And we are going to continue to work together and maybe even more with the new impact innovation program. And the authorities are going to take a bigger step in the investments and be a part of the whole program.
And I must say, even if this is the new generation, but just the fact, and this is something in I think very much the Swedish innovation system culture, that we co-create with the actors. You are 3 government agencies opening up and really wanting to see bottom-up perspectives and bottom-up initiatives. And I think it's so impressive. Pretty sure a lot of the countries that are watching are very impressed too, but it is quite unique, a unique way of working.
That's what I was going to say. This is a very, it's a strength that Sweden has to co-create in this sense. And we do it with other programs as well. We have other co-creation programs between the automotive industry, for example, and the authorities, and the digitalization program and the industry in that. So we see this as a strength. We can really co-create together.
Yeah. And talking about the people that are watching now, what would you say is an important part of the impact innovation programs, of course, is the international perspective. And what does that mean strategically?
Well, I mean, we see that the challenges that they are going to face and also the solutions that they're going to develop in these programs, they're not national. We don't have a strict national border around these. We need to co-create and work together in an international context. We also see that Sweden is it's a very small country. We are demanded by the export. We need to export our solutions, and we need to work. We need to attract investment and talents, researchers. This is your area, Jenny. What do you say?
Yeah. No, I agree. We need to. Sweden is awesome, of course, but we are a tiny country with high ambitions. So we definitely need to be open up for collaboration across the world. And also the other aspect of it is that there are many of the challenges we are facing right now, climate change challenges. We are not the country that is suffering the most from that, but we have the ability to contribute to tackle it in other parts of the world. So it's both how can we attract collaboration because Sweden want to contribute and be a part of the solution system. And I think we have this collaboration culture that we can export, and others, we can learn from others and others can learn from us.
Yeah.
We also have a long tradition of solutions that are very sustainable, and we have a high demand on our products in Sweden. So if we can influence and for example, influence policy and standardization development to have a higher demand on sustainable products, then it will increase the effect around the world.
It will increase the impact, and it will also increase our competitive advantage in the world if our sustainable solutions are exported.
So a lot of the applications that came in here in the end of last year, they are now, the ones that were approved, they are now in like a pre-study phase, right? So they are now developing, so how could an impact innovation program or initiative look like? Talking about the internationalization on a strategic level, but what does it mean in practice? This is both a recommendation for the ones that are working on it now, but also to all the countries that are watching us now. How can they interact with these impact innovation programs in Sweden?
We have tried to encourage internationalization also during the ongoing SIPs, Strategic Innovation Programs. But for impact innovation, we are putting more emphasis on it, and we are also have sort of expressed it strategically in the call text. And there will be a lot of responsibility on the individual programs, of course, and I just wanted to add to Linda and Jenny that I think that most even of the actors in Sweden, they act on a national and an international arena, so it's very hard to not internationalize. So practically, it will be much up to the individual actors in the programs, but we as the funding agencies will also need to step up and work internationally with impact innovation on the arenas that we act. And it can also be in order to kind of attract more funding from EU, for example, attract more investments in Sweden, letting Sweden be a more interesting and attractive country, attract competences and talents, because we need that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like to add to that we also, this is a trend right now. I mean, Sweden is, of course, one of the pioneers doing this, but there are similar initiatives in other countries, for sure, EU missions, but also in Japan, in US. I mean, this tackling societal challenges, it is something that is a trendy right now for enablers like governmental agencies around the world. So if we can connect, we can maybe make even more impact globally. So that dimension, I just wanted to mention that too.
Yeah, that's good, very good. You're actually answering the next question. What results are you expecting with this internationalization? And any other comment on that, since we have more than 100 countries watching us? Any shout outs? Come to Sweden. We need talents.
We believe in the programs, of course. We believe that if you actually gather the actors from, for example, value chain, they can work better together towards a mission. And that will develop more sustainable solutions and products that we will be able to spread, of course. So we want to work with the other actors in the other countries so we can develop this faster together, because that's also one big part of the impact innovation. We need to accelerate quickly. We saw the IPCC report came out yesterday, and it's not good news. So this is actually one of the things that why we want to also work together with the other countries, actors in different countries.
When you say actors in different countries, Are you talking about government agencies or the actors like the clusters, the innovation hubs, universities, is like on all levels?
We haven't limited that.
No.
That could be all of them. Innovation hubs, industry, authorities, etc. Absolutely. For example, Sweden, we are good in co-creating in Sweden between the industry and the governmental sector. But Sweden need to step up when we talk about the standard and policy development, for example, you mentioned EU and also the UN agencies. It sets a lot of standards there. And Sweden can step up more here to work with the others and develop better products.
And I think I think this is a really fantastic. I said it before. I'm going to say it again. The way how the government agencies and also the government in Sweden opens up for this co-creation of new initiatives and trusting both the government agencies, but also trusting the actors in our system. And I think that's if I'm going to say. Pitch something else about Sweden is the fact that the trust is one of our absolutely best, elements in Sweden. That there is a huge trust between all the actors, and I think that's one of the reasons that we are so successful when it comes to innovating. Any last message to the participants in Sweden Innovation Days 2023?
Well,
Go on, please.
Well, I want to say that I think we all have skin in the game when it comes to impact innovation program and similar across the world. Because if you think about, current generations and future generations, we are in a time window where we actually can do this shift to accelerate the transition to a sustainable society. And with a society, I mean the world, not one, even if the shifts actually happen locally, of course, we are talking about the entire world. So I think as a participant in the Sweden Innovation Days or as a global citizen, just think about what you can contribute with and what you can't contribute with. Because if you step up and show what you got, for sure we're going to be able to combine different capabilities, different competences, and together make the shift. But if you don't step up and show what you got, and you might say, someone should demand this, how could we then make the shift? I mean, this is a shared responsibility, and I really motivate myself to try to work with this by thinking about a future child asking me what I did based on what we read in the report, the IPCC report.
Yeah.
True.
Linda, any last comment?
No, I
agree.
agree. No, I agree. This is the biggest funding investments that the authorities and the agencies do now for the 2030s. So this is our large program that we launch, basically. So you can be part of it. We need you. We need the actors to be part of this and invest in it. And we will too. We will also invest and work hard to make these good programs, excellent programs. Thank you.
Can I add something?
Yes.
In our organizations, we have worked with this now for a long time, and it's just recently that we have launched it, and now it's out there, and it's a very interesting stage of the work now that we see how is it received among all the actors who need. I mean, it's not our program only, it's also the actors program, and we have had 3 separate launching events on various places in Sweden, and I think that the news now is very well received. It's still a kind of state of, okay, so how do we tackle this? And that is also for us, because we have kept this within us until now, and now we need to start to cooperate and co-create, and together with the actors. We have a website, www.impactinnovation.se, where there will be information added on as long as we proceed. And I think that there it will also be possible to reach out to actors that want to get involved, and it's a good way to seek information and participate in all the information events that we will have on this.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much. And some last words, just, I don't know, for you that joined us last year, We were saying several times, we need to innovate how we innovate. This is innovating in a new way. Co-creating, focusing on specific missions with our actors in our innovation ecosystem, but also reaching out to the world to join us in this impact innovation work, because we cannot do it alone. So thank you very much for joining, and also don't forget to visit the partners' sites in the platform, where you can ask more questions to each government agency. Thank you very much.